let's get started here. So, just give me the first thing that pops in your head.
Okay. I'm
What
so nervous.
advice? I need like music.
I know. Yeah.
Okay. What advice would you give to your younger self?
To not be worried that everything you're doing feels so random and to follow your heart.
Oh, I love that. What's one bucket list item that you would like to fulfill this year?
Ooh, bucket. Okay, so this year, like before the end of 2024,
Oh, no, like in the next
or
12
like in
months.
the next 12 months. Okay.
Yeah.
Bucket list item. Um,
But wait, let's go
oh
back. What would you like
yeah,
to do before the end of the year? Like, I kind of
before
like
the
that one.
before the end of the year. I think before the end of the year. Oh God, I don't know. I want to be here in Bend. My bucket list item is to actually be home. Sorry, there's a dog next door.
Oh, no
Um,
worries.
yeah, I think my bucket list item is actually be home. I haven't been in Bend at all this year, it feels like, and I love it here. So my
Yeah.
bucket list item is to actually be in the place I love to live.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Now, in the next 12 months.
Now the next 1 month. Um, my bucket list item, honestly, is to go some of the international trips that we're doing. So I'll be
Yeah.
on the Portugal, Spain, and Slovenia trips, and those are all. I'm really excited about all those.
Spain is amazing. And
Yeah,
I
I've
love
been to
Spain.
Spain, but not the specific area that we're going. So I'm super
Okay.
excited.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll have to check that out. So,
yeah.
um, when you look back at your life and the goals that you set, what has surprised you about where you are now?
So I think it goes back to that kind of random thing. Like I feel like I've never had this one specific goal in my life, and so I've always sort of just done like I've had a bunch of different careers. My life has always felt kind of random to me. So whether I was teaching, I was a dolphin trainer, I was in marketing, like there was
Wait,
like
a
all these.
dolphin trainer?
I know, right? There's all these different random things. I was a psych major. I have my master's in education, and there's just all these things that over my life kind of felt random. But when I started Adventurous Woman, it was like, oh, all of the things that I've learned from each of those different careers have
Uh,
served me in this. And so it's been this kind of great thing of like looking back and being like, well, maybe all those things weren't so random. They just all led me here.
That's amazing that you say that because I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of us that are, that have gone through a lot and, gone through, have seasoned through our life.
Yep.
And we've come to a point where we're looking back and went, oh, that's why that happened.
Yep.
Okay, I can use that. It's like little,
Yep.
like a toolkit that you can kind
Yeah.
of like pull from, for
I
sure.
love that.
Whether it
Yeah.
be
I love
good
that.
things, whether it be good things or bad things, like
Yeah.
there's been times when I'm like, oh, I remember kind of how this plays out. Like I'm not
Yep.
going down that road. Yeah, so
Yep.
that's brilliant.
I love that.
So what are some of the most essential things that you carry on an outdoor trip?
Chapstick. So I always have chapstick. I usually always have my inReach, especially if it's my inReach like device, if it's
Hmm.
someplace that's backcountry or adventurous. Um, and I have my 10 essentials because I'm a total like nerd. So I always have my 10 essentials and usually a first aid kit. The joke on my trips is just like, you need something, open Saveria's bag because I tend to have a little bit of everything.
Okay.
And snacks,
Oh, right.
snacks. You always have to have snacks.
Snacks. What's your
Snacks are
okay, that leads us to our next one. What's your favorite outdoor snack?
oh my gosh, it's like so cheesy. And I'm not saying this because they're one of our sponsors, but Kate's Real Food Bars,
What is it?
like Kate's Real Food.
Kate's Real
So
Food.
yeah, and
Wait,
they're a bar, and I can eat them every day in an 8 day backpacking trip and not get sick of them. They always are good. They're always tasty. It's like that one, and I know that they're always like gonna sit well. Like yeah, Kate's Real Food.
I'm writing that down.
I'll try to bring some to the
Yeah,
event.
please bring them in October to us.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so that actually is one more thing that I want to ask is so if you could look back on your life, do you remember any award, any award that you won, and what was it?
Any award. I don't know if I don't know if they're necessarily awards. I think two things that I'm super proud of is I've been accepted into two entrepreneur fellowships with Adventurous. So one was a ladies who launch program back a couple years
Oh,
ago,
yeah, those
and
are
then
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm currently a Tory Burch Fellow. So the Tory Burch Foundation has a fellowship for entrepreneurs, and
Yeah.
I'm currently in their fellowship program. So I mean, they're not like awards, but I think, I'm in a cohort. One was 25 and this one was a 50 of just amazing women who are all entrepreneurs, like in their with our own
Yeah.
businesses. And so yeah, I think probably those would be
Yeah,
ones that
that's
I'm proud
that.
of.
I think that those are great things to be proud
Yeah,
of. Those are
yeah.
definitely things to be proud. So, if you could have if you could look back, or if you could remember the earliest you can remember, what did you want to be?
Well, when I was little, I wanted to be a dolphin trainer.
You did it.
I did it.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Good for
but
you.
and I think the other thing is I've always loved teaching.
Yeah,
And so I think there is an element, guiding is teaching, being a trip leader is teaching. So I think there's an element of teaching that goes into those. So
yeah,
yeah.
for sure. So, I'm sorry, but I'm a huge animal lover. Not sorry, but I
Mhm.
am. So, tell me about dolphin training, just quickly. Like, what are they like? I have this visual that like they have like another sense, and like if you can like if you can sort of like zone into it, like I don't know. I'm a little bit of a geek, so tell me.
Yeah, so I mean, it's amazing. They're amazing. They're incredibly intelligent, incredibly
Yeah.
smart animals. Yeah, and the place that I worked with them, it was in Hawaii at a place called Dolphin Quest. So it was an interactive program where people got to come in the water and you got to
Mm.
educate people about the dolphins and teach them about them, and they could get up close and personal. And so we didn't ride them or like do
Yeah,
anything like that. But it was more just to educate people and to have that like really up close experience, with the hopes that when you have an experience like that, you're much more likely to, want to save the environment and save the oceans and cut
sure.
your soda can rings and like do all the things. So
Yeah, well, the encounters with animals in general,
yeah,
we all can learn a lot, especially, I mean, anyone
yeah,
who has a dog or an
yeah,
animal in general,
yeah,
like if you're close to that animal, you understand that they have a different language,
yeah,
and
for sure,
we're pretty fortunate to have them around us. I mean, and we need to take care of the world that they live in as well, for sure.
for sure. Yeah.
So, is there any final things that you want us to know about you?
Know about me? Nah, I don't know. I mean, I think I always joke that you sort of you see what you get. Like I think one of the things that makes AdventurUs special is we lead with authenticity.
Yeah,
We lead with our heart and we lead with authenticity. So people get to show up as their authentic selves, which
yeah.
I think is really special. And I think it's nice to have a space where you can just be you. And so I think people and I love doing interviews like this because hopefully people get to know me and be like, oh,
Yeah.
this is the person behind that business.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I think there's yeah, and I would also
Lead with
say like
authenticity. I love that. So that's
yeah,
great.
and heart and authenticity. And I'm super excited to meet the people who come to the Women's Outdoor Connection in October.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be there. We're going to have a couple of people from. We're going to have an alumni there, somebody who's done our trips with us, and
Oh,
then somebody
good.
who works with me. So we'll have a little team there, so you can learn more about us and get to know us. And just really looking forward to and really grateful for this opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being part of it.
Yeah.
Did make me think of something. Has anyone ever gone on one of your trips and then become an employee or come and work for you?
Hmm. Yep.
Yeah. That says a
Yeah.
lot. No,
Yeah.
that really
So
does.
yeah.
Congratulations. Because that's kind of
Yeah.
like a student that you've had under you, and then they decide that they want to be part of your team. So
Yeah.
that's really great. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, congratulations. I'm really
Yeah.
excited to see you in person. Thank
Yeah.
you
Same.
again for being part of this today. Say hello to Ben for me.
I
Uh,
will.
yeah, give Mount Bachelor a big hug, and all the mountains, the sisters, all of it. Um, and just have a fantastic day, and we'll see you October 26th at the Women's Outdoor
Thanks.
Connection.